you guys can all read that we are going to talk about in-app chat in your app, right? So before we get started here, can we have a show of hands how many people use Salesforce Service Cloud in their organization? Good number. How many of you guys have mobile apps that are used by your customers? Good number too. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Customer service and mobile apps and how they're going to work together. Before we get started, when I was making this presentation, my CEO threw out this line at me. He said, mobile has become the universal remote control of our life. He said, think about it. And I said, OK, I'm thinking about it. And I said, OK, in the last 5 years, everything that we do has changed. It starts now from our mobile device. Our day-to-day life is so connected into our mobile phone. If I go back in time, I remember I used to use it for calling. Then came text message. Then I had a BlackBerry for email. But now everything works from my phone. So everything is mobile. Those are my cue points. Let's think about something very simple. If I had to book a cab ride for tomorrow morning, if I was going to the airport, I was actually calling Yellow Cab right now, and then calling them again in the night before going to bed, making sure someone comes and picks me up from my doorstep. And if they don't, then I have to have a backup plan so I don't miss my flight. How has that changed? We'll discuss that in a bit. The other thing is takeout food. I remember the restaurants in my area dropped these pamphlets and menus on my door. I used to store them at the top of my refrigerator. And when I was hungry, I used to pick one restaurant, call them, and then food was delivered. Again, mobile has changed that. Uber. Within 5 minutes, from anywhere in the city, a car can come at my doorstep and take me to wherever I want to go. No more 24-hour booking times. It's not just one restaurant or 5 restaurants. With one click of a button, I have hundreds of restaurants, any type of cuisine, and food is at my doorstep in 30 minutes. Again, mobile is everything, and there is an app for everything. Another change that is happening. After text message, I'm not using I reduce my phone usage a lot. Now on my phone, I don't call people. Messaging is becoming the default way, actually the #1 preferred channel for communication on mobile. And I have a point. I'm getting to it. But think about this. My customers are on Skype. All my colleagues, my boss, my product team, my engineering team are on Slack. My mother messages me from WhatsApp every day in the morning. And all my social life and my friends are on Facebook Messenger. That's my life on my phone. So, as I said, we were going to talk about customer service, and we were talking about mobile apps. So mobile has changed everything. Now let's walk through the last 10, 15 years of evolution of customer service. There was a storefront. I had Uncle Joe. I used to walk into the store. I had a relationship with that person. I used to conduct my business. If there was a problem, I used to go back to Uncle Joe. From storefront, we moved to the web front, which is Amazon. Now, there is no Uncle Joe. There's just Amazon. And now if I have a problem, I call them or I email them. But something has to change now for mobile. Because now your customers are mobile. You are on mobile. There is an app for everything. Mobile customers want messaging. So how is customer service going to evolve? That's something what we're going to discuss now. The point is, customer service now has to move in the app. It's important. Business Wire says so. 50% of smartphone users will want to have a mobile-first customer service solution for their problems. And they want to do this before they contact you through a contact center. Now, you guys are thinking, Tushar is talking about all these changes, and now he shows this slide. Companies need to change. Company require new tool. A lot of change, a lot of newness. And I think before you guys decide to leave, Let me confirm. After this, nothing is changing. What if we have a way to still keep Service Cloud, which is the tool of choice? We saw the hand raise in the beginning of the presentation. But we can still deliver the best in-app experience for mobile. And that's what Helpshift does. Helpshift integrates directly into Salesforce Service Cloud so that nothing changes on the administrative front. You don't have to retrain your agents. You don't have to change your case management. But now your customers on mobile, inside your mobile apps, get the best experience. And how we do that, I'm going to show it to you right now. OK. So you guys can all see my phone, right? Let me show you. This is Ship. Everybody's heard of Ship. It's a new way to ship stuff. Now, they have a help section in the app. When I click on help, they have a help center. You can see in-app. Let's do this. Okay. You can see Helpshift connects directly into your Salesforce Knowledge Center and brings all the FAQs and renders them natively inside the app. So as a customer, if I know what I'm looking for, payment and pricing, accepted payments method, there it is. If I don't know what I'm looking for and I want to search, how do I pay? Credit. As I am typing, you could see all the relevant articles show up. So what Helpshift has done is created an SDK that is fully integrated into your mobile app. And that connects to your Salesforce Service Cloud Knowledge and Case Management Center so that your customers get the best mobile experience right here, and nothing else changes on the administration side. Now, if this is not enough, if customers cannot find what they are looking for, then what do? Now they have a way of contacting you. Now I'm going to use a demo app to show you how we can enable. So we've logged into our Service Cloud tenant, and we are now going online on omnichannel. If you don't have omnichannel, you're not forced to use it. OK. I'm going to hold this correctly now. I'm going to hit the Contact Us button, and I'm going to start typing, "Hi, I need help." Nothing changes on the mobile device. I'm not actually opening a browser. This is not a web widget. This is a fully native experience. Right here, now you can see that the case is created inside of Service Cloud. You have all the case history. And Kinsey, let's click on that link. And now your agent is ready to have a conversation with your customer directly inside the mobile app. You can see that the message will pop up right inside here. Now this becomes a live chat. Let's see if I navigate away from my app. I want to prove to you this is not a web view. This is a fully native experience. A push notification. Click on it. I'm brought back into the app, directly into the conversation interface. If you guys were sitting in the previous presentation, conversations and messaging is becoming the default way everybody is communicating on mobile. Think of an iMessage-like experience that completely fits into your mobile app and with a fully branded experience. Now I have a live two-way communication with my service agents, and my messages are coming back to me directly inside the mobile app. Let's resolve it. Once I know my problem has been solved, I can say, yes, thanks. There is an easy way for me to now rate my experience and send feedback if necessary. And on Service Cloud, you have the case is now closed. You can add your notes if you need to, and that's it. right? A fully native in-app experience running inside your mobile app. We are available on App Exchange. And the SDK is supported on all these different platforms: iOS, Android, Amazon, Windows. You've heard this from every SDK developer, so I will not disappoint you and repeat the statement that you can integrate our SDK in less than 15 minutes. And most importantly, just as you trust Salesforce, just as you trust Service Cloud, you can also trust Helpshift, because we are installed on 3,000 apps across iOS and Android. We are serving 400 million MAUs today and powering 100 million interactions on the mobile device. And SDK, very early on, so Helpshift is a 4-year-old company. So very early on, one of my early customers said, "Hey, Tushar, Helpshift SDK should be like a pacemaker, right? If you will not, before I'm taking something and putting in my app, and if you screw up and it crashes my app, then you're at fault." So in the last 4 years, we've made sure that our SDK is battle tested and you can trust it. And you can see Zynga, Flipboard, Target, some of the largest gaming companies use Helpshift today. So just to summarize, mobile is changing everything. For everything there is a mobile app, messaging is the default way to communicate. So you cannot use email or phone for your mobile apps. You have to use a mobile-first experience. And that's what Helpshift is providing. We are an SDK for iOS, Android, and we have an App Exchange plugin available that you can download and start using. Thank you. I think we've got time for questions. I was told it doesn't really happen. Yes. So the SDK today supports chat, which is only text. You can send images back to the mobile device as an attachment, and it'll open in the chat. But a video conversation, that's something to look for the future. I think screen sharing is which comes first, and then comes video chat, because the whole reason of having chat was that you cannot have that same kind of phone conversation, right? So if you have video, it's again one-to-one. So it loses the monetary benefit. So if it's chat, one chat agent can now talk to 3 or 5 customers at the same time. But for certain applications, yes, video makes sense.
Using chat for our agents in Service Cloud, but I was curious, is there a capability to communicate through Salesforce One, through the Salesforce mobile app, back through?
Yeah. So the question is, they're not using Service Cloud to do communication with their customers. Like, they're not using chat with Service Cloud, but they are using the Salesforce One app. We will provide you our own app for that communication and still sync all your communication back into Service Cloud. So it's not Salesforce One. It will be our app, which allows your agents to communicate with your customers, and we will still sync back into Service Cloud. So not with Salesforce One, though. More questions? Well?
Thanks. So my question is, if I want to do a chatbot on the back instead of a live person chatting with a customer, does your SDK do that, or is it something?
So you can, if you're using a chatbot, you can. So the question is, how do we integrate with chatbots? So our SDK doesn't have that capability for chatbots right now. But if you have a chatbot integration, you can use that along with Helpshift. So at the end of the day, the bot is responding to the questions that come in through the case manager in Salesforce Service Cloud. As long as this chatbot can send a reply to the case, Helpshift can pick up that response and send it back to the mobile device. So think of us as your communication layer, right? And all the typing and messaging and bot stuff happens directly in Service Cloud. So Service Cloud becomes your front-end layer, and we become your back-end layer for communication. Our expertise is making sure that the right message gets to the right device without any latency. That's what the SDK powers. No more questions? Got someone here.
Is this support for the multi-channel, like the website or the mobile browser? Is there any the others as a source?
So we have a desktop SDK. We have a mobile SDK. We don't have a web SDK at this point in time. So,
Okay.
but if you're using Salesforce Service Cloud, you can use Live Agent, which is your web chat platform.
Okay.
So,
Thank you.
good? Question? All right. Thank you for your time.